We are getting some breaking news coming in at this point. A drone attack near Abu Dhabi airport killed at least 3 people, sparking multiple explosions in the United Arab Emirates capital. India's ambassador to the UAE, Sanjay Sudhir, has now confirmed to Beyond World is One that 2 Indian nationals have been killed in this attack at the construction site, which had oil tankers, and the embassy is now in the process of trying to ascertain the identity of those killed. The attack was claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels. The Houthis are battling a Saudi-led coalition that includes the UAE in Yemen. They have frequently launched cross-border missile and drone attacks on Saudi Arabia, but has claimed few such attacks on the UAE. The 3 people were killed and 6 others were wounded when 3 fuel tanker trucks exploded in an industrial area. Meanwhile, the Houthis military spokesperson said that the group launched a military operation deep in the UAE and would announce important military operations in the coming hours. The UAE had largely scaled down its military presence in Yemen since 2019, and this was amid a military stalemate and heightened regional tensions with Iran, but continues to control through the Yemeni forces that it armed and then subsequently trained. For all our viewers tuning into Beyond at this hour, this of course is a breaking news, a developing story. A drone attack near the Abu Dhabi airport has now killed at least 3 people and has sparked multiple explosions in the UAE's capital. It has now been confirmed to Beyond that 2 Indian nationals have been killed in this attack at the construction site, which had oil tankers. The embassy currently says that it is trying to ascertain the identity of those killed. Some more details coming in. The attack was claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels. Just to give you a bit of background, the Houthis are battling a Saudi-led coalition that includes the UAE in Yemen. They have frequently launched such cross-border attacks, drone attacks on Saudi Arabia, but very few such attacks in the UAE. 3 people have been killed and 6 others wounded. This happened when 3 fuel tanker trucks exploded in an industrial area near the Abu Dhabi airport. The Houthis military spokesperson has further said that they have launched a military operation called Deep in the UAE. Details of this would be announced soon, says the Houthi military spokesperson. He also said that they would announce important military operations in the coming hours. The UAE largely has scaled down its military presence in Yemen in 2019, and this was amid a military stalemate as well as heightened regional tensions with Iran. Once again, the details that we are getting now is that 2 Indian nationals have been killed in the drone attack near the Abu Dhabi airport, sparking multiple explosions in the UAE capital. The Indian embassy is currently trying to ascertain the identity of those killed, and the attack has been claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels. Some more details coming in is that the Houthi military spokesperson has said that the group has now launched a military operation called Deep in the UAE, and other military operations would be announced by the group in the coming few hours. This is a developing story on Beyond at this point. 2 Indian nationals have been confirmed as killed in the attack, the drone attack at the construction site near the Abu Dhabi airport, which had oil tankers which exploded subsequently. The embassy is now in the process of trying to ascertain the identity of those killed. The attack has been claimed by Yemen's Houthi rebels. Now, for more on this breaking news, we are now being joined by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal. Siddhant, thanks for joining us. Now, it has now been confirmed to Beyond that 2 Indian nationals have been killed in the drone attack near Abu Dhabi airport. What more can you tell us at this point?
Well, right now the Indian mission is trying to ascertain the identity of the Indians, the 2 Indians who are now confirmed dead in this attack by Houthi rebels. We know that this is the second time that Indians have been attacked or are in custody of Houthis in the past 3 weeks in an attempt by Houthis to attack UAE interests. Because remember, on 3rd of January, a vessel, a UAE flagged vessel, was hijacked and it's still under the custody of the Houthi rebels. And on the vessel, 7 of the crew members were Indian. They are still under Houthi custody. And we also know that the Indian envoy to United Nations had raised the matter at a UNSC debate on Yemen, calling on for their early release. We know that the Indian envoy also expressed concerns with the deteriorating situation in Yemen. So clearly this time we have seen for the second time Indian interests being attacked, Indians being attacked. We will get more details on the identities of the Indians. So far no details have been given when it comes to who these Indians were. There is also one Pakistani national who died in the attack. And also remember, the largest number of Indians outside of India are in United Arab Emirates.
Right. Siddhant, I know this is a developing story and details are yet to come. The Houthis military spokesperson has said that the group has now launched a military operation titled Deep in the UAE. Are there any more details about the same? Can we expect more such attacks?
Well, when it comes to the ongoing situation, the Houthis versus Saudi Arabia and UAE, there have been attacks in the past on Saudi interest. In fact, the Saudi assets have been attacked inside the country. In fact, there have been drone attacks in the past in Saudi Arabia, and this time we have seen attacks on UAE. Perhaps this is the first major attack inside UAE territory by the Houthis, and of course a matter of concern for India, primarily because of the huge Indian diaspora, as I was pointing out, because they eventually will be impacted by this ongoing strife between Yemen, the Houthi rebels in Yemen, and Saudi Arabia and UAE on the other side. And that we can see it is a big headache for New Delhi. We can expect a strong statement by New Delhi over this development, because remember when the vessel was hijacked, India was quick to condemn that hijacking, and of course immediately asked for the release of the Indian crew. And remember, and it's just not the Indian side that had condemned. Pakistan and Maldives had also reacted, because these countries also have good relationship with UAE.
Right, Siddhant, we're also getting more updates at this point that Houthis have seized a ship with Indians on it. Do you have any details about the same?
Well, yes, as I said that on 3rd of January, a UAE flagged vessel was hijacked by the Houthi rebels, and on the ship there were 11 crew members, out of which 7 were Indians, and India is still in conversation in terms of the stakeholders in the region, so that there can be a quick release of these 7 Indian crew members and also the other crew members as well. And the matter in fact was raised by the Indian envoy to the United Nations at the United Nations Security Council. There was a strong statement by UNSC over the development and had called for early release of not only the vessel but also the crew members. So clearly for the second time in 3 weeks, Indians and Indian interests have been attacked in West Asia by Houthis, who are of course attempting to attack UAE interests but end up attacking the Indian interests.
Right, Siddhant Sibila, Principal Diplomatic Correspondent. Thanks for joining us on WION with all those updates. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.